Howell Bashimi, Hawashai Bashima Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule and teach well. Peace, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Um, so this lesson is going to be pretty swift in the spirit. I'm just looking at Reuters here. Another Trump lesson, of course. But Trump raises tariffs on aluminum, on aluminum steel imports in latest trade war salvo. Now, again, I should just repost it, to be honest with you. I did a lesson not too long ago about tariffs. 1 second. Pretty much what a tariff is a tax on imported and exported goods, just to give a base understanding of it. So tariffs it's like a form of trade or regulation that protect the home country or the domestic industries from unfair competition. So prime example, if China is selling something cheaper and importing it to America, the business owners in America who sell the same product that are sold in China are getting outbought because the Chinese product is cheaper and easier to import. So therefore, in order for the government to keep, in-house products still valuable or whatever, they slap a tariff on China, which taxes their imports that come in, and China has to pay that tax. Now, other countries necessarily don't. Well, what country would like taxes slapped on their imports? None. That's why Canada is talking that hot smack about them slapping tariffs on America, so on and so forth with China and things of that nature. So Trump raises tariffs on aluminum, steel imports in this trade war. It's going to be World War T or trade, before the actual World War III pops off, because that's what's happening. A lot of things have to happen in order for a war to set place. There's always a buildup to every war. 1 second. Let me look something up. Okay. So I just have a little separate device here that I'm looking stuff up on. One second. Okay. So here's something I just found. So I just typed in on Google. I know I have it on my iPad here, but um, I just want because I want to keep this up right here, because we're gonna go through this a little bit through this article here, and may get a scripture or two. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and hold Revelation 18. I'm just gonna get 17 real quick because it talks about trade in here, as you can see. Matter of fact, let's see what this word trade is before I read it. Ergadzome says to work, labor, trade, to make gains by trading or do business. See, that's a good one. That's how, man, Trump might be this dude who brings it home, because he's a businessman. He's not like a typical politician. This dude, he runs America like it's a fucking business, because that's what it is. These other politicians ran off the emotional whatever of the people. At the end of the day, it's all like a part of the agenda. They just personify something to make you think one thing. But Trump is kind of blunt with his actions, and he really does put his money where his mouth is. as we're talking about here today. With the trade war that's going on. And real talk, man, I'm gonna say this too. With this trade war, these other countries can't really get into a trade war with America because they really need America, because that's why we're gonna read Revelation 18th chapter. Because why would they cry and mourn? um, yeah, we're gonna read a little bit of this. Revelation 18:15 says, "The merchants of these things, which were made rich by her." Who's the her? This is Babylon the Great, or the whore that sits on top of the beast, which is America. It says, "Shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing." Well, why are they weeping and wailing? Because they made money. So I don't care what Canada or Mexico or China or even Russia has to say about trying to implement a new form of money, things that, bro, you need America. America generates a lot of money. You look up GDP, top countries and GDP, America's like top 5, if not number 1 when it comes to GDP. Shit, Russia, I want to say, is like number 11 to 12. I don't think they cracked top 10. That's why they created the BRICS nations, in order to crack top 10, you could say, because like they have part of the BRICS nations, there's like 5 of them that are top 5. China, India. India's like top 5. China's like top 5 in GDP. Y'all can go look this up. UAE, things of that nature. Brazil is like top 10, GDP, because Brazil produces majority of the world's food. Yeah. If you're getting coffee, you probably got it from Brazil. If you're getting some type of bread, you probably got it from Brazil. Matter of fact, that goes. I know I'm probably a little bit going off topic or whatever, but let me see. Shoot, it's Asher. I'm skimming through it, bro, so just bear with me. Or I may have to just go to Genesis. Yeah, I could read this one, and I can go to Genesis. This is Deuteronomy 33:24. It says, "And of Asher, he said, let Asher be blessed with children. Let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil." Asher is just not Brazil only. You got Venezuela, Colombia, things of that nature. And in those areas, especially Venezuela, Venezuela is a part of the OPEC nations. They produce a whole bunch of oil. So that's what that's talking about. It says, "Thy shoes shall be iron and brass." It says, "Thy shoes shall be iron and brass." That's speaking about Brazil. The word Brazil goes back to the word in Hebrew barzal, which means iron. It says, and as thy days, so shall thy strength be. Exactly. That's why they're top 10 in GDP. That's where their strength is. Okay, they produce a lot of food, certain materials, and things of that nature. But getting back on topic, because there's going to be a trade war before the war actually pops. There's always a build up to a world war. World war is like, okay, nothing else can be done. Everyone's back is against the wall. We got to fucking do something. It has to be physical. So now we got to fight. So I looked up the World War II build-up timeline. So it says the build-up to World War II primarily involved Adolf Hitler's rise to power in Germany, leading to aggressive expansionist policies. Oh, what do we have here? Leading to aggressive expansionist policies. Okay, Trump naming the Gulf of Mexico Gulf of America. He took that. I'm about to do another lesson on this article here. On this article right here, it says Trump says he is serious about Canada being the 51st state in a Super Bowl interview. I will do a lesson about that later. But this is the same thing Adolf Hitler did in his expansion. So he annexed Austria. So it says the occupation in an occupation of Rhineland, which he pretty much militarized. Adolf Hitler remilitarized Rhineland. It says the invasion of Czechoslovakia, ultimately accumulating in the invasion of Poland in September 1st, 1939, which popped off the World War II. Simple. That's what happened. So that marked the official start of the war, but it was a buildup. So 1933, Hitler becomes Chancellor of Germany. 1935, Germany remilitarizes Rhineland. 1936, Germany and Italy form the Rome-Berlin Axis. You see, that's where you have the Allies and Axis. You see what Russia is doing with these BRICS nations. BRICS. It started off with those 5 countries. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And it has expanded exponentially since then. And of course, who's on the other side, which would be the NATO, EU, and America. Okay? That's the next, sides of the, world war. There's going to be whole different theaters and fronts to this war. There's going to be, battles in fucking Africa. There's going to be like South Africa. There's going to be battles in Australia. There's going to be battles in the sea. Right? It's going to be a crazy fucking war. It's going to be a big civil war going on in America while all this is happening. While they're trying to fight on a different front. All this is going to happen. There's going to be apparitions, and there's going to be Leviathan popping out, Behemoth coming out. And that's plural. Okay? There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff happening. The newly created beasts. Men doing miracles across the world because 144,000 are scattered abroad. So a whole bunch of men doing miracles. It's going to be a cluster F of stuff going on. and this is a build up to the war. So 1936, Germany and Italy formed the Rome and Berlin Axis. 1937, Japan invades Manchuria, starting the Second Sino-Japanese War. That's a different front. It says 1938, Germany annexes Austria. So that's pretty much what Trump wants to do to Canada. He's like, nigga, this is North America. America's, this is it. Y'all gonna become the 51st state. 1939, Germany invades Poland, triggering the official start of World War II. And there's going to be some invasion or whatever that's going to happen, or civil war may pop off here, and then that triggers something. Who knows? We'll see how this happens, because there's so many ways this could pop off, and shit go crazy. Revelation 18, and I'm gonna jump down to 17, says, for in 1 hour, because we're speaking about the trade war right now. So it says, for in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of a burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? So I don't care how big of a talk Russia and China be fucking, them motherfuckers need US, man. They need the United States of America for trade, things of that nature, because America produces a lot of crap, man. So do these other countries, but also too, why? America's a big ass consumer. Who's gonna buy their stuff? Who's gonna buy their stuff? Who has the pockets to buy their stuff? Yes, I know America's in deep debt, but at the same time, it's like, come on, they produce a lot. Why else would the scriptures say this? Ultimately, what we're reading right here is like the destruction of America, but it just is what it is. This is per the scriptures, per the Lord, of what he's saying. But Trump is putting more tariffs on here. Let's read a little bit. It says President Donald Trump substantially raised tariffs on steel and aluminum imports on Monday to a flat 25% without expectations or exemptions. In a move to aid the struggling industries, but which increased the risk of multi-front trade war. Right. Because if you implement tariffs, you risk a trade war. Meaning you're fucking with people's money. people are going to get mad, or countries are going to get mad. War will start. See, what the normal average day Joe Schmo don't understand is these things that are being implemented on the back end is just inching closer to war, to actual full blown out scaled war. And these all these GAY pride crap and people worried about the Super Bowl and football and this, that, and the third, and oh, I gotta go to work in the morning. Don't really so self and just into themselves so much, because the scriptures say in the last days they should be lovers of themselves. They're not really realizing that something as simple as this article right here and what Trump is doing could pop off a war. He raised these things from 10% to 25. That's a lot. In these other countries, that's gonna piss them off. So that's all I have for this. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Achakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone and rule and teach well. Peace and salutation to the elect, 144 first fruit. Until the next time, we'll say shalom, and like always, repent, for Yahweh Shai is coming back soon, and what me and you believed. All right, shalom.